Brought to you by WikiVidi.com. Lindsay Lohan. Lindsay Dee Lohan is an American actress and singer. Lohan began her career as a child fashion model when she was 3, and was later featured on the soap opera Another World for a year when she was 10. At age 11, Lohan made her motion picture debut in Disney's commercially and critically successful 1998 remake of The Parent Trap. Her next major motion picture, Disney's 2003 remake of Freaky Friday, was also a critical and commercial success. With the release of Mean Girls, another critical and commercial success, and Disney's Herbie, Fully Loaded, another commercial success, Lohan became a teen idol sensation, a household name and a frequent focus of paparazzi and tabloids. However, Lohan's next starring role in the romantic comedy Just My Luck received poor reviews and was only a modest commercial success. Following Just My Luck, Lohan focused on smaller, more mature roles in independent movies, receiving positive comments on her work, including A Prairie Home Companion, Bobby and Chapter 27. After recording several songs for her movie soundtracks, Lohan signed with Casablanca Records. Lohan's debut studio album, titled Speak, was released in December 2004 and became the first high seller from Casablanca in several years, selling 1 million copies in the United States alone and peaking at number 4 on the Billboard 200. Though the album received mostly lukewarm reviews, it was certified platinum and sold over 4 million copies worldwide. Lohan's second album, titled A Little More Personal, was released in December 2005 and featured darker material than her debut had. That album received mixed reviews, and it was certified gold. In 2007, 2 driving under the influence incidents led to Lohan being put on probation, and together with 3 visits to rehabilitation facilities caused the loss of several movie deals. In 2008 and 2009, Lohan worked as a fashion model and launched the clothing line 6126. She resumed her acting career with TV work in 2008, and starred in the TV film Labor Pains. She appeared in Robert Rodriguez's feature film Machete between 2010 and 2013. Lohan went into rehabilitation 3 times, and spent much of her time entangled in legal problems stemming from misdemeanors and probation violations. In 2012 and 2013, she did further television work, including starring as Elizabeth Taylor in the biographical TV film Liz and Dick. In 2013, she starred in Paul Schrader's independent film The Canyons. In 2014, the docuseries Lindsay aired on the Oprah Winfrey Network, and Lohan made her stage debut in the London West End production of Speed the Plough. Early life. Lindsay Lohan was born on July 2, 1986, in the Bronx, New York City, and grew up in Merrick and Cold Spring Harbor on Long Island, New York. She is the eldest child of Dina and Michael Lohan. Her father, a former Wall Street trader, has been in trouble with the law on several occasions, while her mother is a former singer and dancer. Lohan has 3 younger siblings, all of whom have been models or actors: Michael, Jr., who appeared with Lohan in The Parent Trap, Aliana, known as Ali, and Dakota, Cody, Lohan. Lohan is of Irish and Italian heritage, and she was reared as a Catholic. Her maternal antecedents were well-known Irish Catholic stalwarts, and her great-grandfather, John L. Sullivan, was a co-founder of the pro-life party in Long Island. Lohan attended Cold Spring Harbor High School and Sanford H. Calhoun High School, where she did well in science and mathematics, until grade 11, when she started homeschooling. Lohan is a natural redhead. Lohan's parents have a turbulent history. They married in 1985, separated when she was 3, and later reunited. They separated again in 2005, and finalized their divorce in 2007. 1989-2006 beginnings and critical acclaim. Lohan began her career as a child model with Ford models at the age of 3. She modeled for Calvin Klein Kids and Abercrombie, and appeared in over 60 television commercials for brands like Pizza Hut and Wendy's, as well as a Jell-O spot with Bill Cosby. By the age of 10, when Lohan played Alexandra "Ali" Fowler in the television soap opera Another World, Soap Opera magazine said she was already considered a show business veteran. Lohan remained in the role for a year, before leaving to star in Disney's 1998 family comedy The Parent Trap, a remake of the 1961 movie. She played dual roles of twins, separated in infancy, who try to reunite the long-divorced parents, played by Dennis Quaid and Natasha Richardson. The film earned $92 million worldwide, and received largely positive reviews. Lohan received unanimous acclaim for her debut performance. Critic Kenneth Turan called Lohan the soul of this film as much as Hayley Mills was of the original, going on to say that she is more adept than her predecessor at creating two distinct personalities. The film won Lohan a Young Artist Award for Best Performance in a Feature Film, as well as a 3-film contract with Disney. At the age of 14, Lohan played Bette Midler's daughter in the pilot episode of the short-lived series Bet. But she resigned her role when the production moved from New York to Los Angeles. She also starred in 2 Disney television movies, Life Size alongside Tyra Banks in 2000, and Get a Clue in 2002. Next, Lohan starred alongside Jamie Lee Curtis in the 2003 remake of Disney's family comedy Freaky Friday, playing a mother and daughter who switch bodies and have to take on each other's roles. At Lohan's initiative, her character was rewritten and changed from a goth style to be more mainstream. Her performance was once again met with significant praise. Critic Roger Ebert wrote that Lohan has that Jodie Foster sort of seriousness and intent focus beneath her teenage persona. Freaky Friday earned Lohan the award for breakthrough performance at the 2004 MTV Movie Awards, and it remained her most commercially successful film, earning $160 million worldwide, as well as an 88% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes. In 2004, Lohan had 2 lead roles. The first film, Disney's teen comedy Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen, earned a domestic box office total of $29 million, with Brandon Gray of Box Office Mojo commenting that it was well above expectations as it was strictly for young girls. But the film did not meet with critical acclaim. Robert K. Elder of the Chicago Tribune wrote that, though still a promising star, Lohan will have to do a little penance before SHES forgiven. For Confessions, her second lead role that year, in the teen comedy Mean Girls, marked Lohan's first movie independent of Disney. Based in part on the non-fiction book Queen Bees and Wannabes, the film stars Lohan as a previously homeschooled 16-year-old learning to navigate the social cliques of a public high school. It was a critical and commercial success, grossing $129 million worldwide and, according to Brandon Gray, cementing her status as the new teen movie queen. Mick LaSalle from the San Francisco Chronicle wrote that, Lohan is sensitive and appealing, a solid locus for audience sympathy. David Rooney from Variety said that, Lohan displays plenty of charm, verve and deft comic timing. Lohan received 4 awards at the 2014 Choice Awards for Freaky Friday and Mean Girls, including Breakout Movie Star. Mean Girls also earned her 2 awards at the 2005 MTV Movie Awards. With Mean Girls, Lohan's public profile was raised significantly. Vanity Fair described how she became a household name. Paparazzi began following her, and her love life and partying became frequent targets of gossip sites and the tabloid media. Following Mean Girls, which was scripted by former, not ready for primetime actress, Tina Fey, and featured several other veterans of Saturday Night Live's Not Ready for Primetime company, Lohan hosted the show 3 times between 2004 and 2006. In 2004, when Lohan was 17, she became the youngest host of the MTV Movie Awards. And in 2006 she hosted the 2006 World Music Awards. Lohan returned to Disney in 2005, starring in the comedy Herbie, Fully Loaded, the 5th film in the series. With the anthropomorphic car Herbie, Fully Loaded earned $144 million worldwide, but it received mixed reviews. Stephen Holden of The New York Times called Lohan a genuine star who seems completely at home on the screen, while James Berardinelli wrote that, as bright a starlet as she may be, Lohan ends up playing second fiddle to the car. While shooting the film in 2004, Lohan was hospitalized with a kidney infection brought on by stress in her personal life and from recording her first album while the film was in production, prompting Vanity Fair to label it Lohan's first disastrous shoot. She also guest-starred in an episode of That 70s Show, of whose cast Wilmer Valderrama, her boyfriend at the time, was a regular member. According to Vanity Fair, the breakup with Valderrama contributed to Lohan's issues during the Herbie shoot. In 2005, Lohan became the first person to have a My Scene celebrity doll released by Mattel. She also voiced herself in the animated direct-to-DVD film My Scene Goes Hollywood, based on the series of dolls. Following Mean Girls, Lohan spent several years living out of hotels in Los Angeles, of which 2 years were spent at the infamous Chateau Marmont, where comedy actor John Belushi, himself a former not ready for primetime actor, had died. In late 2007, after settling down in a more permanent residence, she explained that she didn't want to be alone, but that it wasn't a way of life, not very consistent. She had a series of car accidents that were widely reported in August 2004, October 2005, and November 2006, when she suffered minor injuries, because a paparazzo who was following her for a photograph hit her car. Lohan's next widely released film, the romantic comedy Just My Luck, opened in May 2006 and, according to Variety, earned her over $7 million. The opening weekend box office takings of $5.7 million broke lead actress Lindsay Lohan's winning streak, according to Brandon Gray. The film received poor reviews and earned Lohan her first Golden Raspberry nomination for Worst Actress. Following Just My Luck, Lohan focused on smaller roles in more mature, independent movies. Robert Altman's ensemble comedy A Prairie Home Companion, based on humorist Garrison Keillor's works, in which Lohan co-stars with Meryl Streep and Lily Tomlin, had a limited release in June 2006. Peter Travers wrote for Rolling Stone that Lohan rises to the occasion, delivering a rock the house version of Frankie and Johnny. Co-star Streep said of Lohan's acting, "She's in command of the art form and, completely, visibly living in front of the camera." The Emilio Estevez ensemble drama Bobby, about the hours leading up to the Robert F. Kennedy assassination, was released in theaters in November 2006. Lohan received favorable comments for her performance, particularly a scene alongside Sharon Stone. As part of the Bobby Ensemble cast, Lohan was nominated for a Screen Actors Guild Award. In 2006, Lohan attended Alcoholics Anonymous meetings. Thank you for watching. Brought to you by WikiVidi.com. Please like and subscribe below. Please like and subscribe below.